Hello everyone, this is Calvin Butler with the RBBS Logistics Learning Center, and this is the Booking Freight from Home show. I want to appreciate you all joining us again for another episode. It is Saturday, 10:15, so you all know what time it is. It's time for us to have our live operational training. Again, we are here in our broadcast studio, as y'all can see, very nice broadcast studio, and we are here in Tallahassee, Florida. So if you're in the area, come on down and join us at 2915 Sierra Road, Tallahassee, Florida, 32312. That is Avenue 29. Come on down to the main clubhouse here at Avenue 29 and join us. And as you all can see, we've got the monitor up today, so we do have the monitor working. I have not been able to figure out how to get it onto the free conference call so that we can actually have it interactive where the people on Facebook and our other groups who are joining us live can actually see it and see what we're doing and see us sharing our screen and hear you all, our students and everything. So hopefully next week we'll have that figured out and we'll be able to get all that taken care of. But as of right now, we're going to continue on. I'm going to do some roll call. I'm going to go out here and recognize those of you who are still with us. And what I am going to do is we're going to start sharing our screen so that you all can be able to see what we are sharing and see what we have that's going on here today. So one moment, so we're going to start sharing our. All right, can you all see our screen now? Hello, can everyone hear?
Yo, we can see you, Mr. Gavin.
I can see you,
but you can't. But hey, can you see my screen?
Yes.
I can see you.
All right, so y'all. That's what I'm asking. All right, that's all I'm asking. All right, great. All right, so y'all can see the screen. Let's go through our roll call. Today I want to welcome Ms. Denise Bracken. Thank you for joining us. Mr. Frederick Salter, thank you for joining us. Mr. Salter, is this your first time joining us? I don't.
No, sir. I've been on here before.
You enrolled.
What's that?
Well, good to have you back. We have Al. Thank you for joining us as well. Mr. James Nelson. We have Al and James Nelson. We appreciate you all for joining us. We have Toon over at Virtual Janitor. Over at Virtual Janitorial. Thank you for joining us. We have is that Gareth Devon?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And we have Desmond, and we have Moni, and we have Dog One Trucking. Nice to have you here, Dog One. We appreciate you joining us. All right. As always, what we are going to do is we are going to, we've got a bunch of other people that just joined us. We have Charles Mundy is in the house this morning. Good morning, Charles. How are you today? I'm glad you can join us. I know you're a very busy man, but we appreciate you joining us. All right. But as always, what we're going to do is we're going to mute everyone. Now remember, if you have questions about anything, unmute yourself and announce yourself and ask your question. Or you can type it in here where everyone else has typed some stuff in, stuff here. And I see you all, some of y'all have some very extensive questions and everything. Give me a moment. I'll see if I can get to this stuff later on. But right now, let's go ahead and get everything started here so we can get started. Mr. Toon, I do see your message. It is very extensive. I don't want to go into, a whole lot of it right now, but we'll try and respond to some of this in just a little bit. Okay, but let's go ahead and get this started off so we can get everybody acclimated and onto the right note here. All right, if you're here in our chat box, if you're online with us, if you're on our conference call with us. Now, if you're at Facebook, we'll be switching back and forth between Facebook to answer you all's questions as well. So if you have questions on Facebook or any of our other social media sites, you can ask those too, and we will be switching back and forth so that you all can get your questions and stuff answered as well. All right. Today's class, let's go ahead and mute everyone right now. All right. so that the people at home and on Facebook can actually hear you all's questions if you have a question. And that's going to work. And can everyone still hear me okay?
Yeah.
Can everyone still hear me okay? Well,
Yeah, I can hear you.
yep. I just wanted to make sure everyone still heard me. All right. Today, our course today is what we're going to be going over auto hauling. Okay, so we're going to get into some auto hauling and try to explain to you all how that works, because we've had quite a few questions this week about the auto hauling. So we're going to get into the auto hauling and try to explain some of those things, and we're going to try to show you all how I was doing the auto hauling and how I make it profitable for me. Now, not everybody does it the same way, but we had a very successful auto hauling division, okay? And we were extremely successful in booking freight with doing the auto haul. So I'm going to show you all how to do that. I'm going to give you all some pointers on how to get onto Central Dispatch too, without having an MC number or a DOT number. I'm going to try to give you all some pointers on how to set up your business, or how to set up a business that allow you to access Central Dispatch without an MC number. I'm trying to show you all dispatch is a auto hauler's load board. You won't find any other loads on there except for auto haul loads. Okay, and because they are so separate, they kind of make up their own rules. They got their own thing going on. And with that being said, but it's rightfully so, because there's a lot of money being made in that industry. That is an industry all by itself. Trust me on that. That's an industry all by itself. It is not like anything else that is in moving freight, like the refrigerated, the dry vans, the flat, all the other stuff. It's almost like it's a totally different business, because they operate differently. They have their own rules and regulations and guidelines and things, and the way they do certain things. So you have to be very careful, in particular when you're entering into that part of the industry, because they keep tight rein on things. If you step out of something that doesn't quite jive with them, they'll kick you off their load board, and then they'll ban you. And that's it. You're never going to get back on. Okay, so you have to be careful with that. You have to be very careful with them. So we're going to attempt to try to show you all how you can get on, how you can make money, exactly how they work, so that you all have a clear understanding of what to do if you decide to venture into that realm. We're also going to get in today on how to keep your carrier profitable, on carrier profitability. We're going to be going over some calculators and stuff that we have in the back office and things of that nature, and show you how all of that works. All right. So first things first. Okay. Yes, I know that some of your profiles didn't get sent back to you on yesterday. We were swamped. I can't believe how swamped we were yesterday on doing invoices. I mean, we had more invoices processed yesterday than we've ever had in one day period. I mean, it was just crazy. We had about a couple of hundred of invoices that needed to be processed yesterday. I don't know what was going on. It was like everybody just all of a sudden wanted to start booking freight at the same time, or running loads at the same time. So we had a huge invoice processing day yesterday. So that kind of set us back on getting some other stuff done. Because invoice processing takes priority. Okay, for those of you who don't know, we have our subscription members. They can have us to invoice their carriers to get them paid, because we do it through our Square business account. It's a very professional invoice that we send out, and we send it out to your carrier by text and by email, and then all they've got to do is click on it, and then they can click and pay with any debit or credit card. And then we forward that to you now through our new Square Business Payroll. Okay, we don't necessarily have to send it to your Square Cash account anymore. We used to have you to go and download the Square Cash app, and then you give us your cash tag, and we'll send it right to your Square Cash app. You can still do that, but now we have what's called Square Payroll. Okay, where we can add our subscription members to our payroll, and then we want to send you a check. We can actually click it and send you an electronic check, and you can deposit that check into your bank, onto your debit card, wherever you want to send it. You know, you can deposit that check in when you want to send it. It's good immediately, right away. So we love that. It's a great new feature that Square rolled out. It's called the Square Payroll, and now we get to use it to pay all of the members who are subscription members, and we can send you your payments directly through that. So that's a great thing. It's really, really, really good. But our members can use us to process their invoices now. Well, that being said, I was off my train of thought. It happens sometimes because this is live. But with that being said, you know, our members, our subscription members get access to things that just the regular Enroll members don't. So keep that in mind if you're thinking about joining our platform and becoming a subscription member. There's a whole lot of other stuff that you're going to get involved with. But now I remember what I was about to say. Because we were so with processing the invoice, because the invoice is due priority number one, and that's getting you. So when our members send the invoices, we drop everything else and we concentrate on processing those invoices right away. And yesterday we had a couple of hundred invoice requests. It was just crazy. So we pretty much had to drop everything else we were doing and just focus on processing those invoices. So we happy to say we got them all processed and all sent out. I know there's a couple of people on here that had some invoices that were processed. And be sure and check with your carriers. So sometimes we'll send that out to the carriers, and if your carrier doesn't respond right away or doesn't pay right away, it's because you all still need to contact your carrier, and you still need to remind them that that invoice is in their inbox or it's in text to them, and just give them a friendly reminder that they invoice remind them that they can click on it and go ahead and get that taken care of. Okay, so that's why we can send it to them, we can text it to them, but we can't make them check it. So that's up to you as their dispatcher to contact them and keep that lines of communication open with your carrier, and just kind of give them a friendly reminder. Hey, I know that we just had that invoice sent over to you. Go ahead and check the email. And as soon as you're ready to pay, you click on and pay with a debit or credit card. Just a friendly reminder. You're not being demanding. You're not being pushy. But, you know, you're not calling them up like Debo and say, hey, man, where's my money? That's not what you're doing. You're being considerate. You're just trying to facilitate things in a professional manner. And that's what we want to have. All right. Let's get real quick to see what we got going on. See if anybody has any questions over here. Anything that we need to be answering before we move on to some other stuff. I think our live broadcast is still going on Facebook. Yeah, it's still going on. We are still broadcasting live on Facebook, so I just wanted to make sure we were still doing that. And check see if we have any questions or anything. No questions so far, so we are good on that. All right, let me cancel the volume on that bad boy. There we go. All right. Let's get back to where we are. Okay. Let's go to the back office. For those of you who have back office access, okay, you're going to go over here. You're going to click where it says Dispatcher Tools and Resources. You're going to click on Dispatcher Tools and Resources, and it's going to take you over to the back office where you can log in. Or you can also click on where it says the Logistics Library, which is another login access point where you all can log in to your back office from there as well. And we're going to get a little today with some things. It's taking a while to load up here. I don't know why it's taking so slow to load up. I got this new high-speed internet that I've loaded up, so I don't know why it's taking so long for it to load up. There it is. Today, we're going to be dealing with some of the calculators that we have, which are some new features that we have here. And these are the calculators that we have also too. But before we do that, let's go into auto hauling. All right. As you all know, auto hauling is it is a monster of a business. Okay. We actually have some forms that helps you to facilitate the auto hauling. One using to do auto hauling in the back office is going to be now. If you all want to be profitable in doing auto hauling, I'm going to have to explain to you how central dispatch works. Okay, primarily central dispatch. So here's what happens. All right, let's go to central dispatch real quick. All right, I'm going to take you over to central dispatch real quick. Now, first of all, let me make something very clear. Central dispatch is conservative. Okay, it's very conservative. I am wireless, Charles. I'm down here in what's called. I probably should get an Ethernet cord and run it to the Ethernet here, but I am wireless, so that's why it's kind of But it is high-speed wireless. I went ahead and purchased the new Xfinity Super, mobile wireless, so I can connect anywhere. And supposedly it's supposed to be the fastest thing they've got, but it works okay. As you can see, it's running some of the media stuff on Central Dispatch, so it does work pretty good. But as I was mentioning before, Central Dispatch is very, very, very particular and very peculiar about how you operate on their platform. Okay, so you have to be extremely mindful of what you're doing on Central Dispatch. Now, how does Central Dispatch work? It is basically a load board, but it is a very unique kind of load board. Okay, in order to get onto Central Dispatch, you're either going to get on as a dealer, or shippers, brokers, or carriers. Now, if you are not or if you don't have an auto hauler with the auto haul carrier, you're not going to be able to get on using old carrier DOT number. I take that back. You can get onto it using any OMC number or DOT number, but when you start doing stuff on it, and if they ever check your MC number or your DOT number extensively and find you're not, you don't have anything to do with auto hauling, they may or may not. I can't say this for sure, but I do know that they're very strict. Okay, if you are a broker, yeah, you can get onto Central Dispatch. Okay, now most of you who don't have an auto hauler's DOT number, or who don't have, who don't have an auto hauler's DOT number, or who don't have a C number, as a broker, are going to be using the dealers and shippers access area, okay? Which basically says I need to ship vehicles. Now, how can you do this legally? You're going to have to set up a support business that deals with moving cars, or deals with car dealerships, or deals with helping people to find cars and purchase cars, or deal with auctions, whatever the case may be. Now, and then they will see you, and one of the things, what they're going to do is, if you click on it here, here's what's going to happen. It's going to open up, and you're going to have to, all about, who they are and how they operate and everything, but we'll get into that in just a minute. And they've got a nice little video here you can watch too. So if you want to go, I'm going to put the link up here so everybody can see it. There you go. But that's the link to Central Dispatch. If you want to get onto Central Dispatch, that's the link right there. I just sent it out to everyone, I think. Or did I? Yeah, I did. Send it out to everyone. I'm going to send it to you all over here on Facebook. If you want to get on Central Dispatch, send it out to you all as well. There we go. And that's the link to Central Dispatch. All right. So, but once you're on Central Dispatch, okay, and let's say you go to sign up. You're going to click sign up now. And when you go to sign up, what's going to happen? And I'm just doing this to show you some of the questions and stuff that they're going to be asking you. It says now you can get a 30-day at no charge. If you've never been on Central Dispatch before, and this is your very first time, you can get on for the $59.95 per month, okay, plus tax. That's for shippers. That's for auto dealers and shippers. That's where you will be classified if you're not a carrier. Now, if you are a carrier, premium access is going to be $115.95 per month. And that is kind of expensive, but it's well worth it if you're going to be moving vehicles on Central Dispatch. Trust me, that is well worth it. You can make a ton of money on Central Dispatch. Okay? Now, when you come on as a dealer or a shipper, what you're going to be doing is going to be asking you some questions down here. It's going to say, please describe your business. And when you click on that, it's going to pull up, and you got to tell them what type of business you are. If you're a carrier, you put carrier. If you are an auction, you put auction. If you are a corp relocation, remember that. If you are a corp relocation, or a broker, or a rental agency, or a salvage yard, or a dealer, or a manufacturer, or import-export. Now, the catch-all to include all is the import-export. So most of you are going to be clicking that. In some cases, you can click corp relocation. Because what you need, and here's what you need to do. You're going to have to actually set up a business. You have to go to irs.gov. You have to file for a tax ID number. Make sure your business name has something to do with autos. Like the one that I use is Calvin Butler, the automotive sales specialist, or a automotive sales brokerage firm, or an automotive sales broker, or a auto locator, or an auto referral agency, or a dealer referral agency, or something of that nature. And if you have any of those type of businesses that are set up as a dealer referral, or an auto referral, or a car sales referral agency, or auto broker, anything like that, what is your main purpose? It's going to ask you to, once you put in there what you're doing, you got to put in your company name, you have to put in your email, you got to create a username, you have to confirm your email. Now, when you do that and you continue, it's going to take you to another page. I'm not going to do it right now because I don't want to double do anything. It's going to take you to another page. That other page is going to ask you some specific questions about your business. It's going to ask you to describe your business. And what they're looking for, they're looking to see if your business has something where you are required to arrange what? The shipment or the movement of cars from point A to point B. Example, if you are, someone has a question here. Example, Garth Devon says, I want to do import-export. I'm interested in this field. All right, that's fine. And we'll, if you have a question about that, let us know. But that's a great field to go into. But example, what I'm talking about is this. If you are a car sales referral agency where you help people get approved for cars, you have connections and you network with dealers and auction sites and people who go to auctions, and someone is looking for a specific type of car. If they've got the money, they can contact, hey, I'm looking for this type of car. Can you get it for me? And you have someone to go to the auction and they find those cars and they buy them, whatever they pay you a fee and you keep the difference. But if you're doing that, 9 times out of 10, you're going to be the one who's responsible for getting that person that car. Okay? The dealer will go down there and purchase the car, but you still got to arrange for the shipment of the car. And you still got to pay for the shipment of the car. Or that customer has to pay for the shipment of the car. You understand how that works? So that's how you can get into Central Dispatch, by using that type of business. Now, in doing so, you got to have your EIN number. You got to be listed as an LLC, a corporation, or some type of business entity with your state. You have to have a business license. So you got to go through the whole process of going down to your city, county, or municipality and filing for your business license. In most cases, like $29 a year or something like that to get the business license put on your wall. Then you got to file for an LLC or whatever that case may be. That's going to run you about $175. And then you got to have your tax ID number, which is free. Go to IRS.gov and set up your, file for your tax ID number. So all together, you're going to be out about maybe $200 to get it completely set up in order to be able to pass muster with Central Dispatch. Okay? Because they're going to check all that. They're gonna ping your email. Okay? When you put in your credit card or your debit card, they're going to send a 1 cent or a 2 cent deposit to your bank account to make sure it's good. And then they're gonna reverse that charge right away. They're gonna send, they're gonna charge you, or they're gonna deposit 1 penny or 2 cents. Then they're gonna withdraw it back out to test your bank account. Then they're gonna have someone to physically call you. They're gonna call you, and it's gonna be Christine or Janet or somebody with Central Dispatch, and they're gonna identify themselves. I'm with Central Dispatch, and I'm calling to conduct your verification interview. Where you're going to have to tell them about your business. And you're going to have to explain to them why you want on Central Dispatch. You got to explain to them where did you hear from. Oh, I was at a truck stop. And, one of the guys told me that the best place I should probably be is Central Dispatch. And you got to go into detail on what your business does. Say, for instance, when they call me, I basically say, look, I've been referring customers by social media to auto dealers all over the country. Because I have connections. I was in auto sales for almost 10 years at one time, and I developed a lot of relationships with different lenders and dealers and people who can with auctioneers and things like that. So I've been helping people find cars for a long time. Just recently, we've gotten into a very specific type of part of that industry, which is people contact us when they're looking for certain types of cars. And we have a service where we can contact people who we know who are auctioneers and dealers who can go down to the auction and purchase those cars and get them ready for shipment to that customer. Now, when that is done, those dealers require me to arrange the shipping of those vehicles. But they don't want to split the cost on it. They want me to handle that cost. This is why I need to be on Central Dispatch. I need to be able to move those cars from point A to point B. And look, I don't own a truck, so I need to be able to get with these auto haulers to move these cars. And I was at a truck stop and trying to find out what was going on and how I need to do that. And one of the truck drivers told me that you're on Central Dispatch. That's how I heard about you. These are the things they're going to ask you. Okay? And if they feel like when they do that interview, when they do the interview with you, if that interview feels like you're giving them a bunch of crap, guess what? They're not going to approve you. They're not going to let you on Central Dispatch. Okay? That's how strict they are. That's how, lack of a better word, that's how anal they are. And rightfully so, because there's a lot of money being made on Central Dispatch. Now, how much money? Well, first of all, let's go back and look at how Central Dispatch works. Okay? You got to look at how it works. Is it for me? All right. You got to look at how Central Dispatch works. Central Dispatch basically is it's like a hub. Okay, it's like a hub where they picture. How can I put this? All right. You know how you have these different carriers. You have the 5-car carriers, the 5-car trailers. You have the 7, 9, and 11 car trailers. Okay. Normally it's going to be 7, 9, and 11. Those are the car haulers. That's what you put the cars on. Okay. So normally you're gonna have those types of trailers, which is something like this right here, as you're gonna see here. It's gonna be something like this. All right. You're gonna have these type of trailers. You got the cars stacked up and everything. And normally it's gonna be anywhere from 7, 9 to 11. 11 is the big one. This one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is a 9 car hauler. You have some that has a thing can go up on top and it pushes all the way down, like down here towards the front of the over the cab. You can put another vehicle up there, and then another vehicle that's on top of it and kind of hangs down towards the front. So that would be your 11-car trailer. Now, with that being said, Central Dispatch has thousands of auto haulers on their website. They're registered with them. And what they do is they have a system where they can GPS track every last one of those carriers. So when those carriers join Central Dispatch, they give them their cell phone number or some type of GPS tracking code, and they are able to track every single carrier. Okay? Now, here's what happens. If someone comes on to Central Dispatch and says that I have a car that needs to be moved, what happens is you go moving the vehicle. Like if you sign up as the auto haul or as the dealer referral agency or broker or whatever the case may be, okay? And you come on it, you got to put your conditions of your contract onto Central Dispatch, okay? So first of all, you got to load up your conditions of your contract. Okay, you got to have a contract printed out telling you when the carrier is getting paid. Is it getting paid at the drop? Is they getting half their pay at the pickup? You got to be something on there that tells them where to find the key if it's picked up at an auction or whatever the case may be. You got to have on there what time frame and you're going to pay them and how you're going to pay them. It's going to be COD. It's going to be by check. It's going to be by wire transfer. They're going to get paid by the dealer at the pickup. They're going to get paid by the customer at the drop. Whatever it is, you have to outline what it is. And you have to outline how much money, what is their percentage of that load. If you're charging 10%, you got to put in there, the posted fee minus 10%, the posted fee minus 20%, okay, or the posted fee. Now, the posted fee, if you are a broker, you're going to be posting what you are paying them. They're going to post what you are getting paid from the dealer or from the auctioneer, whatever you negotiate with them to get that contract. So that dealer may be paying you, $300, $350 per car. You may be putting out there, I'm paying $150 to $175 per car to the carrier. Okay? And I've got 20 cars that need to be moved, that need to be picked up at the auction. That's a pretty good deal for a carrier. And usually these cars are not going very far. They're only going about 60, 70, 80, no more than 100 to 120 miles. But they're usually within the same state. If you're moving that many cars, they're usually being moved within the same state, and they're not going very far. Very seldom do you have that many cars that are being moved, let's say, from Atlanta to Miami. Now, it does happen, but not very often. Usually the time it's car dealerships in, take for instance, here in Tallahassee, they're ordering from the auction. They went out to the auction in Fort Lauderdale or in St. Pete or somewhere outside of that area, or down that area, because they got two of them here. They go out to those two big auctions. They're only about 100 to 140 to 120 miles away. I think one of them is like 90 miles away. So it's not a very long distance. So they can actually run back and forth and pick up two loads and bring in 22 cars. Or they've got trucks or whatever it can be. Trucks take up more space, but they can still make that all happen within a weekend or within a day if they get started early enough. And if you've got 10 cars at $150 or $200 a car, that's $2,000 load for what? A 70-mile, 90-mile, 100-mile run. And if you've got 20 cars at that, that's a $4,000 load. You got to pay $4,000 for making two 70-mile runs or a total of 208 miles on 104-mile run. So as you can see, it's a pretty good payday for the carrier. It's a very good payday for the carrier. Now, how can you capitalize if you are not a broker? All right. If you're not a broker, I recommend that you charge 20% on your dispatch fee. Basically, you are arranging the shipment of the. Once you get on to Central Dispatch, then what you do is you go out and then you talk to dealers. First of all, you go out and you find dealers. Now, how do you find dealers? We showed you all that once before. I'm going to show it to you all again. You can go to Google, okay? You go to Google and you put in, let's say, used car dealers. State. So tell me what state you want to look in. Somebody talk to me. Tell me what state you want to look in. Atlanta, Georgia. All right, let's say used car dealers in Georgia. Let's say Atlanta.
Yeah, I know plenty of these. Know about me. You hear me, Calvin?
Atlanta, GA. Atlanta, GA. Okay.
You hear me?
You started. Okay. All right. What you got to do is this. When you go to Google, you're going to put up used car dealers in Atlanta, Georgia. All right. You're going to come down here. Now, you got to go past these little ads. Don't click on the ad. When you see that map, you're in the right spot. We'll scroll down till you get to the end of that map. You see where it says more places. Click that. That's what happens. And I don't care what city you put in on Google, it's going to do the exact same thing. Look at that. Nothing but used car dealerships. And it gives you a map spots for every last one of them. Okay? There's nothing but used car dealerships. You got a whole, how many pages? Look at that. Yeah, 10 plus pages of used car dealerships you can click on one of them, open it up. What happens? Boom, yeah, there it is. All their information, phone number, address, site, gives you some reviews. So you can now call up that car dealership and say, hey, Mr. Car Dealer, how you doing? My name is Calvin Butler, and I am an auto haul transport specialist. Okay? Now, I'm a dispatcher for several auto haulers, and we like to earn your business. Just go into a conversation. We like to earn your business. Let me ask you a question. Who's moving your cars right now? Well, I've got so. Well, I just want to know if you have any cars and stuff that you need moving. I'd like to help you out to get some of your cars moved. Have you been to the auction lately? Ask them open-ended questions. I've been to the auctions. Now, at some point in time, he's either going to say, okay, how can we do business with you? Or he's going to say, well, that's no problem. I was just giving you a call, just drop my name and let you know who I am. I'll give you a call back next week or sometime later in the week, and maybe you'll have something. Then hang up. Get off the phone. Don't even give them a chance to say, well, no, don't call me back. Just get off the phone with them. And then you do what? You go to the next one. Because you got so many of these bad boys to call. Okay? You just go down the list. Right? Now, that's on Monday. Now, on Wednesday, what are you going to do? You're going to go back to that same list and you're going to call them again. How you doing? This is Calvin, and I was just calling to check with you to see if you got any cars that need to be moved. Now, he may say yes. Chances are he's going to say, well, no, Calvin, like I said before, we pretty much loaded up. We got, all right, no problem. I'll give you a call back on some other time, and you may have something in. Get off the phone with them. Now, after about the third, fourth, or fifth you've done this, okay, they pretty much know who you are. They pretty much know who you are because you're probably annoying the hell out of them. But they know who you are. So what is going to happen when they get in a situation when they need cars moved and the guy they normally use can't do it, or the guy they normally use is all of a sudden got the big pants and he wants too much money? Who's going to be on their mind? Can anybody guess and tell me what's the first person they're going to think of? I answer for you. It's going to be the guy or girl or woman who's been annoying them every week for the last 2 weeks. 3 days out the week. Every Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Because if you're going down that list and you're calling that list to the same calls every Monday, every Wednesday, every Friday, and then on Tuesdays and Thursdays you're calling a different list, guess what? If you get up at 8 a.m. and start making phone calls, chances are you're going to get to them about the same time you've gotten to them every week before. So they pretty much know after about the second week, they pretty much know, oh, today's Monday, or today's Wednesday, or today's Friday. Probably going to get a call from Calvin around about 10:30 because they know. All right, that's called name recognition. Okay, you're embedding yourself into their vocabulary, into their normal way of thinking. So when they start thinking about need cars moved, you're going to be on their mind. Or one day you're going to call up and they say, you know what? We do need some vehicles moved, and I need to get in here quick. But my normal guy, he's off somewhere else, and I can't get in touch with him. You see how that works? Now, there's going to be some you're going to call down this list, and they're going to engage you. They're going to say to you, you know what? We just purchased a whole bunch of cars, and we need to get them moved down here quickly. How quickly can you arrange shipment for 30 cars? Or how quickly can you arrange shipment for 25 cars coming from the auction in such and such, which is about 100 miles from here? That's when you need to jump in action. That's why you need central dispatch. Because here's how central dispatch works. You can say to them, well, that depends on how much money you're paying to get those cars moved. Now, how soon do you need them here? Well, we need them here like as soon as possible, like no later than tomorrow. All right, if you need them here by tomorrow, it's going to be $450 a car. Now, they're probably going to say, man, that's a lot of money. Yeah, because you need to move quickly. So I need to be able to get out there and put something out there that's going to guarantee that my carrier is going to jump on this and get those cars moved for you right away. Now, if you don't need them, now today's Friday. Now, if you don't need them here until Tuesday or Wednesday of next week, yeah, that's a different story. I can get them moved for you about $225, maybe $210 a car. Again, how fast do you need them? You see how that negotiation is going? And believe me, this is how the negotiations are going to go when you're dealing with dealers. Someone have a question. I hear a mic open, so I'm guessing someone may have a question.
Yeah, my bad. I did have a question, but
all right. No,
it'll come back to me. I'm gonna close my mic.
Question?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Okay, you're breaking up. What was your question again?
Can you hear me?
Hold on a second. Let me put my mic on. Let me put my headset on because I'm not really hearing you. Okay. All right. What's that question again?
Oh, I was saying, my bad. I had a question, but I was going to wait on you to finish. But can you hear me better?
I hear you just fine now.
Okay, yeah. I was going to close the mic off. I forgot, but I'll wait till you finish to ask the question.
Okay. All right. He said he'll wait till we finish, and then he'll ask the question. All right. All right. Now, here's the deal. Your negotiation with these car dealers is going to go pretty much like that. Why? Because they do this every day, all day. They're always trying to get the most for nothing. Okay, that's why I always tell you all, if you're going to go into this area, sharpen up on your negotiation skills. Be ready for it because they will eat you alive. And they're not taking the prisoners either. Go ahead.
I have a question. What is the general range that I need to be negotiating in when I'm negotiating those cars? Like,
it's going to depend on several variables. It's going to depend on how many cars you got to move. Okay, it depends on how many cars that they're trying to move. Now, if they're trying to move one car, two cars, that's going to be, if they're trying to move just one car, there's a way you can do that on central dispatch and still get it for around, I wouldn't do anything less than $400 a car if they're trying to move one car. Or, $400 a car, $200 a car, or whatever, or $300 a car if they're trying to move one car. The reason being is this. Because here's how central dispatch works. Their carriers spread out all over the place. But when you get a contract, like if you negotiate with that dealer and that dealer says, I got 20 cars, okay, that needs to be moved. Or I've got 3 cars that need to be moved. Or I've got 1 car that needs to be moved. Here's what's going to happen. The average dealer usually gets paid somewhere between, not the dealer, an average auto hauler with the large carriers. Anybody that's got a 7, 9, or 11 car trailer. I'm not talking about these hot shots that move 1 or 2 cars. I'm talking about these big trucks that move these multi-cars that are stacked on their trailer. They get paid somewhere between $150 and $220, $250 per car. That's what they get paid. Okay, that's about the average. $150 to about $250 per car. 250 being at the upper end. Okay. Now, with that being said, if you got a dealer that needs to move 20 cars, right, or 30 cars, if you got one auto hauler that has an 11-car trailer, and he's getting that contract for all those cars, then you're probably gonna hit the auto hauler. If you are a broker, you're gonna hit him at about $150 to $175 a car. Why? Because you gotta make your money on the margin. Why? Because you can take ownership of freight because you have a bond, you have the authority, and you have the insurance. Now, if you are a dispatcher, you can't do that. If you're a dispatcher, you have to negotiate for the full amount of what that carrier is going to be paid. And then you have to take a percentage of that. So if you're negotiating with that car dealer and you negotiate for $300 a car, that's what you've got to present to that auto hauler, that you're being paid $300 a car, and then my cut is what? 20%. Because you're going to send them a dispatch agreement saying that they're going to pay you 20% when you find them freight, just like you do with any other carrier as a dispatcher, right? Are you following me so far?
Yes, I follow you.
All right, great. I'm trying to get some feedback. So you follow me so far. Now you got that agreement set up. Now, how does this work on Central Dispatch? That agreement is what you're going to load up on Central Dispatch. You're not going to be contacting auto haulers like you do with dry van drivers and other owner operators. All you're going to do once you get on Central Dispatch is you're going to put together your agreement, your dispatch agreement, which basically says that you receive 20% of the total load fee, okay, and the load is paid at the drop or at the pickup, okay, which you can have with the car dealer themselves will pay that driver his money, bam, right there on the spot. Or you could arrange for it to be a split pay, where let them know that they receive 80% of the total load fee at the drop. It's going to pay them their 80%. And then the car dealer himself is going to pay you your 20%. You see how that works? So either way, you can either have them being paid the total amount of money, and then you have to invoice that carrier for them to pay you, or if you're smart and you want to go ahead and get it out of the way, you can have your contract written up and put on Central Dispatch that says that they receive 80% of the load fee and 20% is my fee, because I am an independent, broker or dispatcher or whatever the case may be. Okay? Now, you don't necessarily have to state what you are, but you do have to state that they're going to receive. Or if you want to do it another way, you can load up a general dispatch agreement that says that you get 20% of the total load fee, or you can just put on there, you can load up your agreement as you post each load, as you post each contract. You see what I'm saying? So here's what's going to happen. If you work out a deal with a car dealer, says, I've got 20 cars that need to be moved. Well, let's keep it real simple. Let's say 10 cars. That way you can do just even numbers real quick. I've got 10 cars that need to be picked up from the auction. Okay? Start out negotiation. He says he need them real fast. So you negotiate, start off with $450 a car. Y'all wind up selling at $300 a car. So that's $3,000, right? It's only going to be about a 70 to 100 to 120 mile run. So that's good money. That's great money. All right? Now, when you do that and you get that contract, now you're on Central Dispatch. You've already put your contract on Central Dispatch to tell that the car dealers, that auto haulers get paid at the drop. So when you're negotiating and when you're finalizing your contract with that car, letting him know, all right, the guy that's going to be bringing the cars, you're going to owe him 80% of that $300 a car. So that $3,000, you're going to owe him what? 3,000 minus 600. What's that? 20. What's that? Somebody? 24. No, 20. $2,400, right? So you're gonna owe him $2,400, and then you're gonna cut the other $600 to my company, because I'm his dispatcher. Okay, I'm his handler. I'm his whatever. You understand what I'm saying? So that's how it's gonna play out. So when you go to the central dispatch, you're gonna basically say this load is paying what? A total of, what is it? $2,400 for what? 10 cars. That's $240 a car. That's still above the average $250 a car. You see how that works out? Does everybody see how that works out? And the carrier is getting paid at the drop. So when the carrier drops that last car, the dealer's going to have a check for it. So you don't have to worry about paying the carrier. That carrier just got paid at the drop. He's happy. The dealer cut you a check, you're happy. Okay? Now that's one way you can do it. Another way you can do it, you can have the carrier get all the money at the drop. Okay? And then you have to do what? Invoice that carrier in hopes that he pay you. Okay, now, if you don't have a good relationship with the carrier, a lot of these carriers you don't know because you just met them on Central Dispatch. Because you didn't know them before. Because the way Central Dispatch works is this. When you post that load up, I've got 10 cars that need to be picked up in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, and they've got to be picked up or they have to be picked up and delivered. All the cars have to be delivered by close of business Sunday night or before the car dealership opens on Monday morning. So we got the entire weekend to get those cars picked up and moved. When you post it on Central Dispatch and it's paying $2,450, $240 per car. All right. Now here's what happens. That gets put on Central Dispatch. Every auto haul that is in the route, that is in that up from Miami, going up I-10, coming by Tallahassee, and they may be going to California, or they may be stationed in Miami or Fort Lauderdale or Orlando. They may be, based around that area. But if they are en route from the area and they've got enough room on their truck to put those cars on it, they're going to respond to what? Your contract that you just posted on Central Dispatch. You're going to start getting calls and emails from them through Central Dispatch. They're saying, I've got 11 car hauler. I've got one car that I'm currently moving that I got to drop in Atlanta, Georgia, so I can swing through what's called pick those cars up and then drop them off in Tallahassee, and then go back and pick up, because there's only 10 cars. I've got 11 car hauler. I've got 10 spaces available. How that works? Or if you had 2 cars, or if you had 1 car, let's say that was going from Miami to Tallahassee, or Miami to wherever, to California, or what the case may be. Let's say you went to U-Ship and you found someone on there that wants to move their car from Tampa to California, or Tampa to somewhere between here and California, right? So you go in there on U-Ship, and on U-Ship, they are bidding, on it, it's a lowest bid win. So when you go to U-Ship, it's the lowest bid win, and normally if you got 1 car that's being moved, that's about a $36 or $300 move to move that car from there to California, or somewhere in between. Okay, because they're going quite a long distance, and you got these 1 car haulers, those are the ones that are making bids on that stuff. So they got to bid $3,000, $2,500, somewhere between $2,500 and $3,000 to make that happen and for them to make money on it. But here you come along right? And you can come along, you can bid, the lowest bid on there is $2,400. You pop on that bad boy and you bid, let's say you bid, let's see if we get on to U-Ship. Get on to U-Ship. Let's say you bid on that bad boy. I know U-Ship used to be free, but I don't think it's actually. I think you got to have an actual login now to get into U-Ship. I know it used to be completely free, where you can get in and whatever. You can just click find shipments, I'm not sure if you can still do. Oh yeah, you can. You can still do it. You can still do it. Just like find shipments. Looks like you can still do it. Pull out access. There we go. All right, looks like you can still get onto U-Ship.
Hey, Calvin, I got a quick question.
Yeah.
So what if you get a
hold on a sec. Oh. Yeah, hold on a second, because I don't want to lose my train of thought. Just give me a second here. just give me a quick second here. I don't want to lose my train of thought. All right. Just hold on to that question real quick. Gotcha. Pulling up U-Ship. All right. But anyway, when you're on U-Ship, let's say you're looking at vehicles and boats. That's what you're looking at. Looking at vehicles and boats, looking at light cars and light trucks. Okay? All right. I'm going to show y'all what some of the bids are here. If you're looking at Wayne, Florida, 900 bids are. Let me move some of the stuff out of the way so I can see some of the bids. Here we go. Here's one right here that's got to go from Oakland Park, Florida to Round Rock, Texas. And the lowest bid so far was $1,226. Here's another bid that's $1,067. Here's another bid that's $1,466. Here's one that's $2,056. Here's one that's, $1,836. You can win every last one of these bids. Why? Because if you're on Central Dispatch, guess what? Now I'm going to show you something here now. Let's take this one that says $1,226. The person who bid it is probably thinking, man, I might win that bid because that's a pretty low bid. Okay? And the person who got the truck that needs to be shipped, they're probably saying, oh, that's pretty good. Why? Because 9 quotes have came in. So, and out of that 9 quotes, that's the lowest one so far. Now, if you can knock off $500 off that bad boy. Or you can knock that bad boy down to $600 and win that bid and be guaranteed to get that car picked up. Why? Because if you go and you say, I got a car in Oakland Park, Florida, that needs to go to Round Rock, Texas, and it's paying $750. Guess what? Your phone is going to ring off the hook. Because every auto hauler that is in that lane, okay, they haven't gotten to Oakland Park, Florida yet. They may be leaving from Miami or Hialeah or somewhere down in that area, and they're traveling on I-10. They're heading towards California, somewhere down there, so they got to go by where? Oakland Park. They got to go by Round Rock, Texas. They got to go by there to get to California, right? They're traveling that route. When you post on there, I've got a car or truck that I need to get to what's called, and I'm paying $750, right? Or $800 or $900, or whatever the case may be. And that you got an 11-car auto hauler. This guy's got 9 cars on his truck. He's got 2 more spaces available, and the 9 cars he's got on his truck, he's getting $150, $175, $225 a car. You don't think he's gonna be excited to just stop and grab that car and add another $700, $800, $900 to his load? Y'all see how that works? Does everybody see how that works?
Yes, sir. We see it.
So you can sit here and you can cherry pick. You can cherry pick all day long and win it as many bids as you can bid on, and then put them on Central Dispatch, get them picked up, cut your 20%. Everybody. And you can, and when you're on, you can. Now here's what's going to happen is, what's going to happen on U-Ship is you got to, I think you got to have an account to where that money is going to be with that person who is doing this, who needs the car moved. They're going to have to deposit that money into a U-Ship account. Okay, so that money is held in escrow at U-Ship, right? Now, what's going to happen is when that car gets picked up, you can designate for half that money to be paid to that carrier when he picks that car up, which means U-Ship then has to release that money to that carrier. Or you can have it to where once the load is dropped and verified, then U-Ship releases the money to the carrier. Now, you can have it in U-Ship where the carrier gets this much amount if you have a split payment, you can designate, I want to, it's a split payment. The carrier, 80% of the payment is going here, 20% of the payment is going, blase here. You see what I'm saying? So 20% comes to you, 80% goes to the carrier. Why? Because you are the brokerage firm or the dispatcher or the handler for that carrier. Okay? Or you can have it to where it all goes to the carrier and then you have to bill the carrier. Now if you are a broker, you can have where all the money comes to you, is released to you, and then you pay the carrier. Okay? Now, I think you can still do the same thing on U-Ship, the way brokers do it. Why? Because U-Ship is not a DOT site. It is not a DOT platform. It is not a Federal Motors Carriers platform. It is for private individuals. So you may be able to have it to where they actually release the money to you, and then you release the carrier their percentage. And you got to send the carrier their percentage. Now, be very careful with that. Be very careful with that. Make sure that carrier understands that they are getting, whatever their percentage is. Because you don't want to get into a situation where a carrier says, well, I thought I was getting the whole thing, and I'm not getting the whole thing, this and that, and then they wind up reporting you to DOT or whatever, and they wind up shutting down your dispatch firm. You see what I'm saying? But I'm pretty sure you can see how you can use Central Dispatch and use a site like U-Ship or use Central Dispatch and go to auto dealers, and you can make a ton of money, especially if you're using the combination of U-Ship and Central Dispatch. Why? Because you can go through here and just cherry pick. Now, this comes with a bit of caution and warning. Okay? As I mentioned before, Central Dispatch is very particular and very peculiar about how they do business. Okay, they are. They are very particular and very peculiar about how they do business. Do not get on Central Dispatch and start messing around and just, acting a fool, because if you do, you're going to find yourself in trouble. You are going to find yourself in trouble. So don't go to Central Dispatch with no foolishness. Don't go in there posting a bunch of stuff that you can't fulfill on. Don't go out and get your whole stuff done with dealership, and then the dealer comes time for you to move the stuff. You don't know what you're doing, and you don't know how to get the stuff onto Central Dispatch. You don't know how to, and now you can't fulfill it. Those dealers will sue you, because they just spent God knows how much money down at the auction, and those cars are sitting there waiting to be moved, and you told them you could have them here by a certain time period. Guess what? You're going to find yourself in court. They will sue you. They will take everything. They do this stuff every day, all day long. They live for stuff like this. So that's why I've always told you all when y'all ask me, I said, look, you may not want to just jump right into auto hauling if you don't know what you're doing. If you don't know the difference between a bulkhead and a tarp, you don't want to be jumping in auto hauling. Okay, you might want to get with Charles Monday first, so he can show you the ropes as far as what terms are and what everything else is and stuff like that. Okay. Charles says that the video seems choppy. Is everyone else getting a choppy video? Is everyone else getting a choppy video? Or is it pretty much?
Yes, it's a little choppy.
Worked its way out. Is it? Huh?
Yeah, it's getting a little choppy over here.
I would say yes, it's a little choppy.
It's getting kind of choppy. Let's see here. See if we can. Let's see what's going on with the video. Okay, what's my feed? My feed says I've got good signal. Let's see if I can connect to something else. Xfinity, open Wi-Fi. Let's try. I don't want to disconnect you all.
You down there in that swamp? That's what's wrong.
Is that what it is? All right. Let's try this. I'm gonna try to. And let me know if that improved it. All right. Is everybody still with me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right. Is it a better feed now, or does it look like it's better?
Yeah, a little bit.
All right. We're gonna stay with that one then. All right. But okay. So hopefully that kind of worked it out a little bit. But look, there's a ton of money that can be made on Central Dispatch. Okay, a ton of money that can be made on the Central Dispatch. Matter of fact, I'm getting ready to close out some of these browsers. We got a whole bunch of them open. But as you can see here, look. I mean, you just go through here and look at the bids that's being made, and if you know how Central Dispatch works, I would go ahead and pick out everything that's got a low bid of $1,500 or $1,200 or more, and I'd be cutting them, 700. I'd be like, I can do it for 900. I can do it for 800. I can do it, if it's a $2,700 or $2,500, if it's a $2,700 or a $2,500 one, then you need to be cutting it down some. Okay, now, hold on for a second. Let me lock my door. people just don't read signs anymore. They just they just run that past. Hold on for a second. Okay, all right. As I was saying before, all right, I would go through and pick out all of the, if you're looking at, at some of these bids that are like really good bids, anything that's $2,000 or better. I mean, come on, you jump on that bad boy. Like here's one that's $2,700. That's from Venice, Florida, to what's that? Vicinity. It looks like that's California. Okay, and it's a Dodge Ram. One vehicle. The low bid is $2,748, and it's been on there for 2 days and 1 hour. Okay, and they've only gotten three quotes. You can come in and knock $1,000 off that bad boy and just knock everybody else out of the run. Come in at $1,700, right? Come in at $1,700. That's gonna pretty much knock everybody else out of the run. You're probably gonna win that bid because the guy who posted said, "Wow, I just got $1,000 off of my lowest bid. I better jump on that." He's probably gonna accept it. So now you got $1,700 on the table, and you go and post something like that on Central Dispatch. I've got a car that needs to be picked up in Venice, Florida, going to is that Vincina? What's that? That's IT. Can you imagine what that
Italy.
is? To Italy? Well, you might not want to jump on that one then. Now, I don't know how they're gonna move that. I don't know how they would move that at that quote, not to Italy, because you got to put it on you got to put it on a ship or plane.
Yeah, it goes to the port in California, Calvin.
Exactly. Okay, so this is going to the port.
Right.
All right. So that can be done. $2,700. You can go in there and bid $1,700. That's going to take it right to the port. But that's all that's paying for, right? It's just to take it to the port.
Yeah, it's not paying the shipping charges all overseas.
Exactly. So your carrier, if you bid $1,700, you can get a carrier to run that easily. If they've got space on the, because it's only gonna, because remember, your BOLO is only gonna reach those carriers that have space available. If they don't have space available, guess what? They're not gonna get the BOLO. So only carriers that have space available on their truck and carriers that are in that lane already, that are in that lane, who haven't passed by Venice, Florida. They're in that lane, and Venice, Florida is on their way there. You understand what I'm saying? So those are the carriers that's going to get that BOLO. So those carriers see it. If you put on there, 1,700 minus 20%, you're going to just take the 20% off and put on there what's 20% of 1,700? That's 170 times 2. Take off what, 320? Is that about right? Or 330 or somewhere? You take off 320. Let's say you take off 300. So looking at about what, 1,300, $1,400. You're still looking at about 1,400 that's paid to the carrier. So if you put on Central Dispatch, you got a load that's paying $1,400 for pick up one car. You're gonna have carriers pretty much fighting to take that load. That load gone yet? That load gone yet? I'm 80 miles from there right now. I'm 100 miles from there. I'm 10 miles. I just passed it. I turn around and go back. You see, that type of stuff you're gonna get because of the way the Central Dispatch platform is set up. It's an ingenious platform. It is brilliant. It is brilliant. But that's why they have total autonomy, because they operate completely separately in their platform in the way that it works. And so, but it is a great platform. You can make all the money you ever want to make on it. But you gotta know what you're doing. All right. If you know someone with a dealer's license who we get a Central Dispatch under them, you can. Just be careful. Just be careful. But if you know someone that's got a dealer's license, yeah, you can get on there as a dealer and make some things happen. But if you can go ahead and get on there and just go and create your own support business and go through the steps of getting getting a business license and getting all the stuff you need, and that way you ain't got to worry about it. That way you have your account. Now, once you have your account, you're pretty much good unless you mess up. Now, if you're doing business on there and you're not doing anything that's underhanded or anything that's is going to bring some crazy attention to you, you can sit on Central just to make all the money you want to make. You really can. Now, here's the thing. What kind of really got us? Now, Central Dispatch is a double-edged sword. And I like the idea of being operated on there without an MC number or a DOT number. This is the reason why, one of the reasons why we switched from being a broker, because, and this is a cautionary tale. We had someone within our organization who went behind our back, and they pretty much started another business with someone else, and they took our MC number and they started running loads on Central Dispatch without us even knowing about it. We had about $170,000, $175,000 worth of loads before we found out about it. We eventually found out about it. We pressed charges, and chips fell where they may, and that person is now doing some fair time. Okay, so be careful. If you're on Central Dispatch and you're operating with your own DOT number, or if you're a broker or anything like that, just protect yourself. Because people will try and steal. People will steal your DOT number or your MC number, and it's another form of identity theft. And they will steal your broker's identity, and they will run loads. And it's easier for them to run the auto loads on Central Dispatch, because all they need is just an MC number or a DOT number. And once they get on there, bam, they can set up an account. They can have everything rerouted to their email. And the funny thing about our situation was, everything was being rerouted to a Gmail account. But we have our own domain. But they were sending all the information and all the pay information, everything that there was on the load was going to a Gmail account. So that should have been red flag number one for Central Dispatch. But but it is what it is. In every type of system, there are kinks in the armor. So you just have to be careful. If you are a broker or if you have your own DOT or MC number, when you get on Central Dispatch, just be very protective of your your broker's ID. Okay, because people do steal your ID, they do steal your identity, they steal your broker identity, and then they go out there and run loads, and you'll never know about it unless they don't pay someone, or unless it gets reported. If they doing business as usual, guess what? You would never ever know. Trust me. Because we thought we were doing, due diligence and keeping up on our accounts and everything, this and that, and find out, and where they slipped up was here is where they slipped up. They didn't do it on purpose. I guess they had did so much business, someone fell through the cracks and they didn't pay one of the carriers. It basically just slipped their mind. Okay, because they were paying everybody, and if they hadn't done that, we would have never known. We would have never known. So I guess this one carrier slipped through it, and they didn't pay the carrier. Because I think what happened was the carrier changed his name after doing the investigation stuff. The carrier changed his name, and they didn't get the name changed, and somehow or another the carrier got taken over by another owner or whatever the case may be, and the address changed or something changed to where it just slipped through. And then that person filed a report with the Federal Bond Service that they never got paid, and when the MC number popped up, it was our MC number. And so we're looking through all our paperwork trying to figure out, they never did business with this carrier. We don't know who this carrier is. So we're looking through all our invoices, all our accounting stuff, of all this by CNTMS, looking through all the paperwork. But no, we never did business with this carrier. So we had them to send us the original the Central Dispatch the contract, and we looked at the Central Dispatch contract, and we know that the email address says something at gmail.com, and it wasn't even an RBBS email. It was that person's T something their name at gmail.com. But who is this? That's not us. And that's how we found out. So then we wound up reporting it. We got reported to we cleared up with the Federal Bond Service. They determined that it wasn't us. Then we had to file the criminal charges. The Federal Motor Carrier Association, the DOT, filed the criminal charges. They prosecuted, and that person took a plea deal. I think they're doing. They're doing like 2 years fed or something like that. And then they got like 5 years probation, and they have to pay restitution and all that type of stuff. So serious business. True story. Watch your back, okay? Because it does happen, okay? So, all right. Any questions about Central Dispatch and U-Ship?
Yeah.
Hit me.
Yeah, I noticed you were saying we could post the load, and you said we could post our dispatch agreement on the
yeah. What's going to happen is when you get signed up with Central Dispatch, you're going to have to post. You're going to have to before you can start doing business on Central Dispatch, you've got to post your contract. Okay, if you are a broker, you got to post a copy of your broker carrier agreement. If you are a support group, like when I explained to you how to do, you got to put some type of contract of how you're going to pay or what percentage they're going to be paid, or how they ought to be paid. If they're to be paid at the pickup, paid at the drop, if they're to be paid by such, that type of thing. What percentage? Are they going to get 80% at the drop? Are they going to get all of it at the drop, and then they're going to be billed later? You got to put together some type of agreement and contract of how you do business, and that's got to be posted on Central Dispatch. So everybody who is looking at the stuff that you put on there, they're going to immediately be able to go and pull up your contract and see it before they even accept, that offer. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay, so it is a little different than just booking the average load, like you say. You can't just post.
Yeah, exactly. It is totally different. That's why I say it's almost like it's a completely different industry.
All right, because I actually know somebody with a business license now, and I told them I want to get into this field. So when you came, put it on this on the webinar, I was like, hey, I'm interested in this. This is what I want to do anyway.
Yeah.
So and you said, what's the name? Dispatch. Now, so they go through you with a fine-tooth comb before they just approve you, basically.
Yeah.
Background checks, all that.
Well, not a real background check. What they do is they do their own sort of little investigation. They're gonna call you up. They're gonna check to make sure what you put in writing is what you're telling them, and make sure it all jives. Their interviewers are trained to recognize if you're, giving them a bunch of BS or whatever the case may be. They're gonna make sure that everything that you say you are, that you are. They're gonna do some quick verification. Hold on.
So if you,
hold on a second.
Yeah. All right.
Alright. Yeah. Sorry about that. That was my wife. She was bringing my cord because I didn't have my cord to my tablet for our Facebook viewers, and I didn't want them to run out of power. You can say, and then we plug them in so they can get the power that they need to stay on with us. All right, but
yeah.
Go ahead with your question now.
All right. What was the last question I had? I'm drawing a blank right now. Hold on.
Okay. Don't worry about it. It happens to me all the time. You're showing your age.
No. It'll just something simple. So you said they don't do a background check. I'm gonna let you know. I'm not gonna waste too much time. Somebody's got to ask questions.
Nah. It's not a background check. What they're gonna do is they're going to send money to the account, a little 1 cent deposit to make sure your bank account is active. They're going to send stuff to your email where you got to respond and click to activate. Then they're going to call you for an interview, because you're not going to be able to log in until they do the interview. And when they call you for an interview, if you don't have an MC number or a DOT number, they're going to have you to send them your business license or your LLC, or you got to send them a link to their state's LLC registry. Like here in Florida, it's at Florida Sunshine Corporation or Corporation, or Florida or the Sunshine Florida Corporation Bureau. And there's a link you can go to pull up, all your corporate information. And so you can go, you give them that link, and they can go ahead.
All right, I remember what my last question was. So let me ask you this, and this will be it. So if you don't have any experience in car hauling, they're not going to accept you. Is that correct?
You can get accepted, but look, I'm just giving you a heads up. If you don't have experience in car hauling, you can still get accepted to Central Dispatch. Okay?
Oh, okay.
Look, if you got a DOT number, if you're a broker and you got no experience, guess what? You can get on there now, or you can go ahead and meet their criteria as far as a support business like the one that I set up. You can still get on there. But once you're on there, all I'm saying is once you get on there, please know what you're doing, because if you don't, if you start, it's not like these other load boards. If you're on 123 or Trucker's Path or DAT or anything or whatever this is and that, if you screw up, 100 bids, or you screw up 100 loads, ain't nobody gonna say nothing to you. I mean, who's in the kids? You know what I mean? You may have one person that may report, man, this guy don't know what he's doing, but you're still gonna be on the load board. You're still gonna have your account. You're still gonna be able to do business. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Now, you screw up 1 or 2 times on Central Dispatch, they're gonna boot you off. and then they're gonna ban you, and that's gonna be it. You're never gonna get back on.
Wow.
I'm just being upfront with you. I know many people who have gotten banned and kicked off of Central Dispatch, and to this day they still can't get back on. Because that's how tight. That's how much of a tight rein that's how much they protect their brand, which is right, because they have a very unique brand. And you can see how you can make a ton of money on Central Dispatch. I know, I know brokers and dispatchers, this is all they do. And then some of them making $10,000 a week.
Nice. So you said I need to holler at Mr. Charles Monday to get the rundown?
To make sure you understand all the terms and terminology and get the fine points of, Charles will be reaching out to you. He'll probably send you something on here if he's still on here. Yeah, he's on here laughing now, but he just put a link up. he said out. But yeah, his platform goes into a lot of the fine points. What we do is we give you the big picture. We give you the big picture. We give you access to load boards. We come in, we tell you about Central Dispatch. We tell you how to do this and how to do that. Charles comes in and he gives you all the little fine points, the connect the dots type thing. Especially if you're new to the industry and you don't know what a low boy is. You don't know what a gooseneck is. You don't know what this is. You don't know what that term means. All that type of stuff. He covers all those little fine details that we don't go into. Why? Because we give you the big picture. We give you access to tools, resources. We help you to save money. Okay, we help you to save money. Primarily, that's what our platform does. It helps you to save money. It helps you to get access to the big things you need to be able to do this from home. Okay? Now, if you want to know what every little thing means, every little phrase, every little term, what this means, how does this apply, what is this, how does that apply to that, then yes, and you want more of a one-on-one type of, hands-on, then that's what his platform does. His platform works in conjunction with our big picture platform. Okay? We plug you into a network so that you can talk with other people and, get a good understanding of how things work and get an overall picture, but his platform goes into the very fine detail, connect the dots type thing. Okay?
All right.
I mean, his platform is great for especially if you're new. If you're brand new to this and you don't know anything about trucking, you don't know anything about, freight or dispatching or anything, if you're new to this industry, you're gonna need to add his thing to what we do also too to get a full, complete picture. Okay. Now I'm not saying you can't figure it out from what we provide for you, because you can if you have the time to actually sit down and do it. But let's face it, you have a life. Most people don't have that kind of time, and so that's why when we got with Charles, we helped him develop his platform to be a support platform for our big platform.
Well, I'm in the trucking industry now, and I'm working on getting out of the truck.
Yeah, but
I'm familiar. But I want to get familiar with the other side of it.
Yeah.
So
and that auto hauling, like I say, it's great, but you got to know what you're doing. You got to know what you're doing.
I understand.
Okay. All right.
I appreciate the info.
No problem. Any other questions about the auto hauling, about Central Dispatch, about U-Ship?
Yeah, I have a question. Once you win the bid from U-Ship, what do you get from the person that's shipping the car to show that you have the contract to put on to Central Dispatch? Like
it's going to be on U-Ship. U-Ship has a thing where they're going to deposit X amount of money. So U-Ship has their own contracts and stuff too. So once you go on to U-Ship, you're going to have your own here how it works. Let's look at how it works. And you can go to U-Ship and you can pull all this stuff up, okay? As a shipper, as a carrier. Now, what you're doing here, first of all, you're acting as a carrier because why? Because you're looking at what shippers are posting. You see what I'm saying? So on U-Ship, you're acting as the carrier or a carrier representative. So you're going to be clicking on how this works as a carrier. So come on here. No truck left unfilled, become a carrier. Easily pick up extra shipments and cash in the largest online transportation marketplace. All right. Become a carrier. Okay. We're glad you're here. UShip is shipping marketplace is a shipping marketplace that helps you generate new and reoccurring business by submitting competing quotes or accepting offers on customers' shipments with a new shipment posted every 30 seconds on UShip. There is no shortage of opportunity whether you ship vehicles, furniture, freight, equipment, motorcycles, and more. It's free to join and get started on UShip. We give you all the tools you need, create the profile, find the shipments numbers. Which is create the profile. That's when you go in and tell them about yourself and tell them, you know, how you do business with this net. All right, find the shipments, ask questions, submit quotes, accept offers, and win business. With UShip, you get paid on delivery, and we're open to transport. We're open and transparent about our fees. Now, very simple. Okay, it really is just that simple. It's just that simplistic. It's an open source. It is an open source platform. Okay, which means it doesn't cost anything. You go in there and you tell them who you are, whatever, blah 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 blah. Now, I think you can go in there, even if you're not a carrier, you go in and say, I'm a carrier representative. And the reason I say I'm a carrier representative is because I represent carriers who can move these cars at a greatly discounted price than what a lot of your bids are on these vehicles. Okay, to move these cars. Now, that works out great for UShip. Why? Because they want people like you on there. They want people who can give their clientele, the shippers, good low prices, good low bids, and fulfill. You understand? Now, you don't have to tell them, well, I'm with Central Dispatch. Don't do that. But you let them know that you can get low bids because you represent a network of carriers. And because you represent a large network of carriers, you can move freight or move those cars at a much lower price than the people who are not part of that network of carriers. You understand how that works? That's the whole point of having the network. That's the whole point of having the network. Okay? You can have a network of carriers, and you have a network. If you're part of the entire network, then you can move stuff at a much, much, much lesser price. Get it? Did I answer your question? Or am I totally off?
No, that's good.
All right, great. All right, great. I was looking at a lot of stuff on here. A lot of questions here on the thing here. I was on for 8 minutes and had to log off because there was no presentation. Okay, okay, that's Charles. Somebody's talking about probably on his class. Give me a second. Let me. I have to keep locking this door. Hold up a second. Okay, but once you're, and look, that's the whole point of our large network. Because look, when you and Central Dispatch is a perfect example of using network. They have taken the networking power of all the auto hauls, all the auto carriers, and they put them in one spot. They've created a platform to where they can track those carriers. They can have you come in and present whatever you got that needs to be moved, and then those carriers can look at it and then they just basically say, hey, I want that load. I want that load. Is that load? Is it still available? Okay, that's the great part about that. All right. Let's get into some of the other stuff real quick, because I don't want to go over our time limit. Remember, we've got this spot until about 1 o'clock, so we got about another hour left. And I do want to get into to some more Q&A. So let's go ahead and get into some of the calculating, how to make your carriers profitable, how to keep your carriers profitable. But for the most part, I think we've handled everything we need to handle on the auto haul. So everybody should be up on what is auto hauling, how to get onto Central Dispatch, how to get onto U-Ship, how to use Central Dispatch and negotiate with dealers, and how to find dealers to negotiate with, and how to get in front of them and make yourself relevant to them by doing what? Basically by pestering them every other day until they recognize who you are, and then when they have to leave you move, they will probably contact you. And we have also covered how to use both Central Dispatch and U-Ship jointly to create kind of like a no-brainer. Because look, through using U-Ship and Central Dispatch, you can cherry pick all day long. You can go through and just pick the high dollar ones and hit them with low bids and win the bids and get the carriers to move. Everybody gets paid just like that. Okay. Now I know we're gonna have some people on here or some other freight broker trainers that I'm probably gonna get a bunch of emails this week. Say, man, you just giving away all the business. You just tell everything. but y'all know that's how we do, because the most valuable part of what we do is not what we're giving away, it's in our network. So if you want to become a part of our network, if you want to become a part of what we do, if you want to become a part of our network, get behind the scenes and let's provide to you that one-on-one consultation. By the way, if you are a subscription member to our platform, you can schedule 3 half-hour consultations each week, okay? Or you can schedule 1 full-hour consultation each week. Okay, you can call us up and we'll schedule it, and then we'll take that time to talk about whatever you want to talk about, go over things one-on-one. You want to go back over how all this works with U-Ship, whatever, we'll go through it step by step with you. If you want to go over you want to go over the script, or want to do some role playing, we'll do role playing. We do all of that for you in the consultation. If you need for us to show you how to start a trucking company without trucks, we'll show you how to do that too. Anything that deals with trucking, logistics, freight industry, we'll cover it with you, and we'll give you advice on it. All right. It's our toll-free number. You just hit calling. You hit extension 1 or 0, and then either myself or someone else will pick up, and then you can schedule your consultation time. Okay. Usually, try not to call for consultation on the weekends. That's Monday through Fridays is when we do the consultations, and usually the time we try to schedule it sometime between Monday through Friday, anywhere between, it can be anywhere from 7 a.m. till about 6 or 7 p.m. will be our consultation time frame. Is when we use the schedule. Most of it is scheduled for midday, around between, let's say, 11 a.m. and 3 p.m. is when we try to schedule our consultations. All right. Okay. Let's get out of this. We've gone over the U-Ship. We've gone over the Central Dispatch. We've gone over how to find the auto dealers. And let's get back into, let's go to our calculators and go over how to make your truck profitable. All right. Now, if y'all notice, we have added quite a few things to our back office. For those of you who have access to the back office, and just to let you all know, we are in the process of purging those members who are not on the subscription. So if you are part of our platform, but if you're not on the subscription plan, or if you're not paying your subscription plan, if you're more than 60 days late on your subscription plan, your back office access will soon be suspended. Okay, you're not kicked out of the platform, but you won't have access to the back office until you get on the subscription plan, or until you bring your monthly subscription current. Okay, because like anything else, this is the business, and remember, we don't make money from any of your low bookings now. All of our members keep 100% of the money you make. You don't get any of that. We don't take a percentage. We don't do any of that now. We only make our money through the subscription. That's the only way we make money is through the subscription and only through the subscription. So we don't touch your raw money. We don't touch any of your booking fees or anything like that. So anytime you book freight, anything you do as far as booking freight, you keep 100% of that. You don't touch that at all. Okay? And we're the only platform like that where you keep all of your money. Okay? All of your money. You don't split anything with us. You don't work for us. Everything goes to you. Okay? So if you're not on the subscription plan, you need to send us an email at training@theRBBSLLC.org, or you need to go ahead and respond back to the emails and messages you got through our Square account, or you can go into the messaging board onto our network page and send us a message there. But somehow, some way, get in touch with us and let us know that you want to get on the subscription plan, because we are going to be suspending all the accounts that are not paying the subscription. Now, you'll still be able to, once we send that out, you'll be able to respond or reply and say, add me to the subscription plan, and we'll send you out your invoice. At the end, 7 to 14 days later, it will become due. And but as soon as you get added back onto it, you'll get your access back immediately. All right? All right. Hope everybody is up to speed on that. Let's go on to what we were doing here. Okay, so if you all notice here, we have now some calculators in the back office. Okay, we've got about 3 new calculators. One is a freight quote calculator. The other is a truck rate calculator, and then we have a distance calculator. Now, the distance calculator is just what it is. Very simple. Help you to determine the distance between pickup and drop-off. Very quick little calculator. It's nothing very, nothing very elaborate. You go in, you put in your starting city. Let's just put in Dallas, Texas. Let's put in Dallas. Let's put in Texas, not Alabama. And then let's put in, let's say, Idaho. Let's find something in Idaho. Is there any city in Idaho that begins with F? Maybe not. Well, let's just say, anybody got a city in Idaho?
Potato.
What's that again now?
I don't think anybody knows the city in Idaho.
Boise, Calvin, Boise.
Oh, there we go. See, Charles knows. What's that? B-O-Z?
Boise is in Iowa.
Oh, yeah, that's in Iowa, Charles. Anyway, let's just say Idaho. Let's just say the state of Idaho.
Boise is not in Iowa. Boise is the capital of Idaho.
There you go. See, Charles knows that type of stuff. Charles
I'm sorry, you're right.
Hey, look. Charles is the wizard. He knows all that stuff. All right, but if we just put Idaho in, it's going to tell us what that distance is too. But anyway, it picked up the first city in Idaho, which is whatever that is. That I'm not even going to attempt to do that. Okay, but there it is. It's 1,306 miles to that city in Idaho from Dallas, Texas. So
Pocatello.
Thank you, Pocatello. I got tongue-tied. But it's 1,306 miles to Pocatello, Idaho from Dallas, Texas. Okay? So anything you put in, you can pretty much get your mileage and tell you miles. And that's a very simple mileage calculator that we have there. The other calculator is, and of course you all know why you would use a mileage calculator. The other calculator is, let's see here, get this mileage calculator here. The other calculator we have is going to be a truck rate calculator. Now what this does is it examines business expenses and truckload expenses. Okay, truckload expenses can be entered as flat rate, per mile, or percentage. Click here to use our truck rate calculator details. All right, click on that. It's going to take you over to it, and you can put in what state y'all want to do.
Indiana.
Pick it up in Indiana.
New Mexico.
I'm sorry. New Mexico? All right. Let's try. Yeah, we haven't done New Mexico. Let's do it. Pick it up in New Mexico. And what city in New Mexico?
Albuquerque.
Go to Albuquerque.
Well,
Albuquerque. We're going to do one now. We're not going to do all of them. Albuquerque. Right there. All right. Where we dropping off at?
Crown Point, Indiana.
Crown Point, Indiana. How'd you come up with that?
Well, I'm from Indiana. I'm from Crown Point, Indiana area.
Oh, okay. You had to, because I wouldn't even know. I wouldn't even know what such thing is called Crown Point.
Yeah, I used to live in Naptown.
Oh, Central.
Yeah, Naptown, Castleton, Noblesville.
Yeah, see, I'm from Gary, Indiana.
There it is, Crown Point. I'll be damned. There's a place called Crown Point, Indiana. Ain't that something? All right. So it tells you right off here. The miles is 1,341 miles. Okay. Now it's always going to put 5 miles in here for the truck gallon, because I can't put 5.6. Okay, it won't let me do the 0.6. So it's always going to just say 5. So because you know the truck don't get them with it. The truck only gets 5.6 miles per gallon. Y'all do know that. Y'all do know that, right? Okay. These big trucks only get 5.6 miles to the gallon. And it might be a little variation, 5.5, 5.8, but average is going to be 5.6 miles to the gallon. All right, let's do some expenses here. What's the fuel right now? About 272, right? 273? Does anybody know?
It's like 290 up in Georgia.
Okay, let's put 290. So if fuel is running you 290, if you're running in an area where it's 290, because remember when you're doing your truck calculation, what this calculator does, you're trying to see if a load is going to be profitable. Okay, that's what you're trying to see. You're trying to see if the load is going to be profitable based on your expenses on your truck. Okay, so if you're traveling in areas, if you're up north, because sometimes when you're up north, the fuel is higher up there than it is when you're down like in Virginia or Carolina or Georgia or right down towards the flatlands. You all do know that, right?
And out west.
And out west, exactly. Fuel prices can be dramatically different. You can go up north, be $3 some a gallon. Come back down here, it'll be $2.25. So you see what I'm saying? That's going to play a part in what you're doing. So you got to know what the fuel rate is in the area that you're going to be traveling through to get to where you're going. So you can pretty much know that it's going to be around about $2.90 per gallon. Okay, if you got lumper fees that you're going to be dropping off at, if you got a lumper, let's say you get out there and you know that the lumper fee is $300. Okay, you're going to put that $300 in there. All right. Now you can go ahead and put your brokerage fee in there. You can put it as a flat rate, or you can do a percentage. Right? If you know the broker or your dispatch fee, that broker fee, you can put your dispatch. That can be your dispatcher's fee too. So we're going to go ahead and say 10%. Okay, on the dispatch, because that's what we recommend. All right, and you got permit fees or whatever. We're not even gonna put no permit fees. We're gonna leave that blank for right now. Driver pay, but we're assuming that you are the driver, so we're gonna assume that you're gonna get 100% of your own pay. Enter the driver's pay. This value can be a flat rate percentage per mile, if per mile. But let's say, let's say if you own a trucking, let's say you own a truck, but you got a driver in it. Let's say you're paying your driver, you're paying them 55 cents per mile. So 0.55. That's what you're paying them per mile. Okay? All right. We're not going to put anything on the payroll expenses. Let's say equipment rental. Let's say you're renting a what? You're renting a trailer. Okay? Let's say you're renting a trailer. Somebody tell me what trailer rent is.
About $575 a month.
75 a month, so that comes out to be about $575 a month. So that comes out to be about what per on your percentage on your flat rate per load. On your load, that's gonna, if you're running $575 a month, if you're running 4 loads per week, that's 8, 12, 16 loads per month. 16 loads per month. 575 divided by 60. Now y'all see how I'm doing this all in my head? That's how you. This is what it takes when you're running your truck. Okay, you gotta know how to calculate stuff. You gotta know what calculations you need. So you got 16 loads divided by what do we say? 575, right? You got 575 divided by 16. Okay, so basically it's $35 a load. $35 and 93 cents a load. So let's put in that 35.93. So y'all, now did y'all see how we did that? Mm-hmm. All right, so you got 35.93, and then you got your other expenses. What other expenses y'all gonna put in here? We got your fuel. We got your, now if you want to put in, if you got a truck payment, you definitely gonna want to put that in. All right, so anybody want to give me a truck payment? Let's say flat rate. All right, let's see if you got a truck payment of what. If you did the smart way, your truck payment shouldn't be more than $1,200 per month. I'm gonna be honest with you. If you bought your truck the smart way, your truck payment should not be more than $1,200 per month. Okay, and you can get that down to about $600 per month. I can show you how to get a brand new truck, $135,000 truck, $140,000 truck, and only pay about $650 a month. Y'all don't believe that, do you?
I know some people that don't like to talk to you about that.
Because I did it. Okay, I did it. I went to work for Covenant Transport, right out of school. Covenant Transport, worked for them for 3 months. Came home, bought me a truck. Went back out on the road for Western Express and made money every single day. As an owner operator. Why? Because I was only paying like $600 some odd dollars a month for my truck. Okay, a little thing called revolving line of credit. A business revolving line of credit. Why would you want to finance a business like you're financing a Chevy pickup? Doesn't make sense to it. You're gonna finance $100,000+ business like you're going out and buying a Chevy Camaro. That don't make no sense. That's why these guys have these $600 a week, $700 a week, $900, some $900 a week payments. So they're trying to buy like they're buying a Chevy F-150. That's why. This is a business. Treat it like a business. Go about it through a business and setting it up just like a business, and you'll get some business financing, and then you'll be able to be profitable. And banks will work with you on that because they want you to be profitable. They want to lend you that money. Because they want to collect that interest. They want that revolving line of debt because it helps their bottom line. It helps their what? Their stock portfolio. It builds value with their investors. Banks don't want to turn you down. They want to loan you money, but you got to give them a reason to. Real quick lesson here. If you go out and you get yourself some shippers, or you sign up with a company like Western Express, who is going to be paying you 73 1/3% of each load you run, and they let you find your own load, and they also have loads that they will spoon feed you also too. So if you take that contract that you get from Western and you call up Western or any of those these companies, JP Hunt or whatever it may be, they'll give you a copy of their owner-operator contract and outline for you just what they'll be paying you and how much money you're making the whole 9 yards. You can take that along with going to some private shippers or some shippers and getting with them and say, hey, I'm thinking about going out and getting my own truck. What do I need to be able to run loads for your company? Just outline what you need to be able to run over the company. Okay, if I get all this, can I run some of your load? Some will say yes, some will say no. The ones that say yes, say great. Can you give me an outline in writing on what lanes I could have access to and what those lanes pay? You all see what's going on? You're getting you're collecting what you call contingent contracts. Contingent contracts to a bank or a lending institution is like what? Money in the bank. That's all you're doing. You're gathering contingent contracts. You get yourself about 5 or 6 of those contingent contracts, and that contract from Western Express or from J.D. Hutt or whoever it is who's going to operate the company, you go to your bank. Mr. Bank Guy, I'm thinking about starting my own trucking company. Here I have 6 contingent contracts from 6 different shippers saying that if I was able to get me a brand new truck, get me a truck that they would approve of, and a brand new truck would be definitely one that they would approve of. And if I got me a trailer that they would approve of, so a brand new trailer would definitely be one that they would approve of. A nice reefer would be nice. And here's what it costs. And here's my contingent contract. This is how much money I could make if I had that. You think it becomes pretty easy for a bank to approve you? It becomes very easy then it's just a matter of what? You laying out a business plan and showing them how you're going to go about to accomplish it. You got your contracts in place. You got your contingent contracts in place. That's like money in the bank. They know where your money's going to come from. They know what the potential earning is going to be. So now you just got to give them your plan of action, your business plan, on how you plan on carrying that out. And even if your credit is subpar, if it's 550 or whatever, you got a 535 being score, 550 being score, that bank is still going to approve you on some level for what? A revolving line of credit. They're not going to give you a car loan, because that's crazy. That's ridiculous. They're going to give you a revolving line of credit based on the potential earnings from your contract, the type of vehicle you're thinking about getting, which is a brand new vehicle, which means it's going to be insured, it's going to be covered. And the trailer that you have, they're going to take all that into consideration. Okay, based on what you have here, Mr. Butler, we'll give you $225,000 on a revolving line of credit, a business revolving line of credit. Your interest rate is going to be blah, 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 and all you really got to do is just pay the interest on whatever you purchase. So now they give me a credit card, a business credit card. I take that credit card, I go over to a Volvo and say, hey, Mr. Volvo, I want me one of these brand new automatic Volvos. And you pop that credit card down and they swipe it, Mr. Butler, you good to go. Okay? Now that you can they do okay, I know that Volvo is $145,000, but since I'm paying cash, can I get it for $110,000? They probably say, well, I can't quite go that low, Mr. Butler, can get to you for $135,000. Okay, that'll work. And what's my interest payment on that? Okay, well, if you're just paying the interest on it, your interest payment is going to be about $675 per month. Because you're only paying the interest on what you use. You're not paying it off. You're just paying the interest. Why would you not want to pay it off? Why? Because you want to make money. If you're only paying $675 a month, you can make money, right? You can go out and grab loads that will do what? 90 cents a mile and still make money. So now you're making all this money during the year. Let's say you made yourself about $225,000, because you haven't been trying to pay off your scholarship. Because you spent, what, $135,000 of $225,000, so you still got roughly about $100,000 left on your line of credit. You can use that to supplement your fuel costs and stuff like this to help pay for your fuel. At the same time, because you're paying for your fuel and you're paying your interest payment, guess what? You can write all that off on your taxes, right? Because it's a business expense. So at the end of the year, you got all this money you made, right? So what do? You take $135,000, you do what with it? You pay your balance down to zero. Now you got a credit limit of what? $225,000 again. Now what do? Go out and buy yourself another truck. That revolving line of credit. And remember, when you buy your truck with that revolving line of credit, you get the title to that bad boy. It's paid for. You don't owe nothing on it. You're just paying back the interest on the revolving line of credit. Here ends the lesson for the day on how to finance your truck. Okay? All right. Let's go back to how we're going to make that truck profitable. So, let's say that you bought your truck the right way, and you got a let's say you got a $500 per month payment on your truck. And you bought it the right way. Let's say you break that bad boy up and $500 a month. We already determined you can run about 16 loads per month. Take that 16, divide it by 5. 500 divided by that 16 is going to be what, ladies and gentlemen? 500 divided by 16 is going to be $31.25. 31.25 is what you put into your truck payment on that per load. Okay. Now, anticipated transport rate. This is what someone, you find a load on the load board. Let's say that load is, what is that, 1,341 miles. Let's say that load is only paying $2 per mile. We're going to see if that's going to be profitable. Isn't that, what's the going rate right now, everybody? What's the going lane rates right now? About 175 to 225? Somebody talk to me. What's the going lane rate around now? 175 to 225, right? Yep, Charles says yes. So let's say $2. So let's say $2 a mile. Okay, so $2 a mile times 1341. So let's say that load is paying $2,682. So we got $2,682. Desired net profit. How much money would you like to make on this load? You want to make at least what? On 1,341 miles, how much money would you want to make? How much money do you want to take home on that load? Now, everybody always tells you that you want to take $500, a minimum of $500 made after paying everything on each load. So if you're running 4 loads a week, $500, 4 times 500 is what? $2,000 a week. Okay? Now, if you want to make more than that, you need to up that a little bit. You want to say $600, $700, whatever case may be. Let's just say $750. If you want to make a little decent money, you want to make $750. Now, can you be profitable at that right there? Let's find out. There's your truck rate results. Okay, miles, 1,341 miles. 5 miles to the gallon. Fuel price $2.90. 269 gallons is what it's going to take. Driver pay, you got to pay your driver $737.55. You're paying your driver what was paying him? 55 cents a mile or whatever it was, 56 cents a mile, whatever was paying him. And then you got total fuel cost of $780.10. It's going to take that much fuel to make that trip happen. Then you got your brokerage fee, which is 10%. You're going to pay him $200, or your dispatcher is going to pay him $268. Then you got your equipment rental for your trailer. That's $35 on your trailer. Your truck payment for that that one run is coming out to $31.25. You're going to report your truck payment. Your total expenses $2,153.03. Cost per mile $1.61 per mile. Transport rate 26. That's how much money you got paid. The profitable rate is $2,903.03. Profitable rate per mile $2.16. Transport rate is $2. So you're making 16 cents per mile basically after you paying everybody, and you're getting transport rate profitable $528.97. Profitable rate in dollars $750. Transport rate profit percent 19.72. Profitable rate percent 25.84. So yes, you can make money on that run. Basically, they'll show it. You just take the 16 cents. They do 16 cents times 1341. So you do 0.16 times 1341, and that comes up with how much money you made. You didn't make as much as you wanted to. How much money you made, everybody?
$528.
There you go. You did not quite make your 200. Didn't make quite your $750, but you still made $528.
But like you said, it's like you said, if you're doing that times 4, that's still pretty good.
Yeah, that's $2,000 a week. That's better than $2,000 a week. That is about the range of where you want to be at if you're an owner operator. You always want to bring home. Now remember, This is not you as an owner operator. This is you as owning the truck, and you got someone else who's driving. Remember that now. Okay, so that's pretty good.
Like subcontracting.
Exactly. That's pretty good for you being the what? The trucking company. You're owning the truck, but someone else is leased on to you, or someone else is driving your truck that you own. You know what I'm saying?
Been there, done that.
Exactly. But that's how you make money doing it. And you know it well as I know. You don't have to make a whole lot of money doing that. If you got enough trucks, see, this is why companies like Swift and Western Express and all these big companies, this is why they make a ton of money. This is why they can run cheap freight. Because they only need the profit. Hear what I'm saying? They only need the profit after paying all their expenses, after paying the drivers, all their expenses, maintenance, everything. They just need to profit $100 per truck per week. Y'all don't believe that, do you? All they need to profit is $100 a week per truck. Not $100 per load, but $100 per week per truck. If they can clear $100 a week a truck, and look, some of these companies got 2,000 trucks, right? They got a lot of trucks. This is why they can take cheap freight. So if you got 2,200 trucks, like let's say Covenant or Swift does, 2,200 trucks, and they're making $100 per week. That's $220,000 a week times 52 weeks out the year. That's $11,440,000 a year. Profit. Clear. On $100 a week a truck. So now you see why they can run them cheap freight. That's why cheap freight exists, because there's a market for cheap freight with the mega carriers. Okay, mega carriers do not have to make a lot of money per load. They make their money on the overall, and they get it on cheap freight. They can run cheap freight all day long and make all the money they ever want to make. Okay, I need y'all to understand that. All right, now does everybody see how this calculator works? How you use it to, show how you can keep your carriers profitable. Now you can use this by doing it just with your carriers by not calculating that they got to pay someone and just leave that out, and that all the pay comes to, it's all driver pay. So you can put that at zero. You can put driver pay at zero, and that's going to put the profitability back onto your truck. Give me a second here, somebody.
Grasshopper, call for extension 0 to accept.
This is Cal with RBBS. How can I help you?
Hello, Calvin. I just was watching your video. I joined your program with a credit card through your Veterans Network.
Okay. And how long? And how long ago? Yeah. And how long ago did you do that?
Right now, just a minute ago.
Okay. Yeah. Give me about. It's going to be a minute because the interns are not working today because they worked late yesterday, processing a lot of invoices. So they pretty much got the day off, and I'm right in the middle of another broadcast as we speak. Matter of fact, you're gonna be on the next video. Okay, so we're literally right in the middle. Yeah, we're right in the middle of the broadcast. So what will happen is, as soon as I'm done here, I will go and process that myself. Okay.
All right, but I just want to tell you, man, great job, exactly what I'm looking for, exactly.
Well, we appreciate it, and you can look for your voice on the next song when it comes out tonight, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right. And thank you for joining our platform. I look forward to seeing you.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it.
No problem. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right. Okay, but did everyone understand and get how to calculate this, and how to calculate if a load is going to be profitable for your carrier or not? Okay, but that's what that one is for. Any questions on this particular calculator? Any questions on this particular calculator? We got about 20 minutes. All right, let's go over the next one real quick, and then we'll jump on some questions try to get as many questions in as we can, because I know we're kind of running short on time.
I'm definitely going to watch this video again.
Yeah, it's a good video. Yeah, this is going to be pretty good.
I missed the one from last week.
Well, it's in the video library. Okay, all right, freight quote calculator. All right, freight quote calculator allows you to compare prices with the larger selection of carriers without the need to have an account for each of them. Okay, now this requires a login. So you all see the login there. You click on it, and you can log in. I think I'm already logged in, but you can click on it and log in. No, I'm not signed in. I got to sign in. Give me a second here. Let me sign in so we can get the overall. That's what it is. Okay, there we go. All right, here we go. All right, ship from. Now, what does this do? Use this rate calculator to compare prices across a large selection of carriers, all from your single freight run account. Now, this is really for shippers. You all do know this, right? This is how a shipper. Let's see here. Yeah, I think this is how a shipper determines the profitability. Now it is easier and faster to get a quote and secure a truck. Yeah, this is for shippers. If you're going to, if you are a shipper, if you're shipping a load, I don't know if we should really be getting into this, but this is for shippers. Okay, but let's say you're shipping a load from. Let's see here. Let's say you're shipping a load from Alabama. Uh-oh, I put in the wrong thing. My bad. My bad. Let's do it. Here we go. This is from Tallahassee, Florida. Let's say it is a commercial pickup. And it's going to let's see here. Go home fine. It's going to let's say it's going to Tulsa. Oklahoma. Let's select that. Alright, this is going to Tulsa, Oklahoma. And let's say items to ship. Let's say is 23 packages type. Let's say they're all skids. Or let's say they're crates. Let's say they're crates and boxes. Let's say the weight is 36,000 pounds. Now let's say the class. Hold on, I take that back. Let's say they're each 225 pounds. Let's say they're not hazmat. Now you have to put all this stuff in. See, this is see this 10 by 10 about 3. Let's say they're stackable. All right, there we go. All right. And you're picking up on, let's say, Monday. There's a new commodity. And protect from freeze, no. And then you hit calculate. All right. See what it's calculating, it's calculating, it's calculating. It's calculating, it's calculating, it's calculating. Now it's gonna tell that shipper, here's what it's gonna do. Okay.
That's LTL freight, Kevin.
Yeah.
Because all those LTL carriers.
Yeah. Because that's what we left in that LTL freight. So
right.
Basically, what this does, this tells the shipper, it's basically going to pull up all the carriers that will run that freight, and it's going to tell them what the estimated cost is, and and the transit time. So a shipper can look at this, and that's why I said this was for shippers. I was just showing you all how this would work if you were shipping freight, or if a shipper was looking at this and trying to determine if they're going to choose a certain carrier or whatever. But anyway, but it's not something that you all would use a whole lot. If you are a broker, it's something you might use. Now, if you are a broker, if you're one of our brokers or if you're one of our freight forwarders, you would definitely use this. Okay. It's not something that you would use as a dispatcher, but if you're one of the brokerage firms who are on with our platform, or one of the freight forwarding firms who are on with our platform, this is something you would definitely use. Okay, because it helps you to locate, the right carriers that can move this freight for you, and it kind of gives you an estimate of what the cost is going to be. All right. Now you can go back in. You can put FT. You can put in. You don't have to put in just LTL. You can put in other stuff too. Put up new quote. Like I say, LTL freight calculator. Right here, see, you can put in that right there. Full truckloads, and you can put in U.S. export too. So you can change that for the different types. All right. Any questions on that, real quick, before we go to our Q&A? All right, no questions on that. So for all you brokers that are on here, kind of take note of that. That's a good calculator for you all to use and make use of. All right, real quick before we go into the Q&A, and then we're gonna get ready to get up out of here because we're coming up on our last half hour. Real quickly, we're gonna go over some of the new stuff that we have here. We have a logistics library, and it can only be accessed by the subscription members. You got to have a login to access the logistics library. It's very extensive. It's a pretty good library, and we're adding stuff to it every single week. This week we're going to add some more stuff to the library. We're going to be adding some more load boards. Oh, I know what I want to do. Let me do this. I'm not going to go over the library real quick. The library is self-explanatory. Going here over terms, the terminology, glossary, dictionary of trucking terms, freight shipping dictionary. You got a logistics 101. You got a logistics blog. Down here you have more things of note. You have what are freight lanes. You have the trucking news blog, all the new stuff that's going on in trucking right now. You also have how to profit from cheap freight. Okay, that's a nice. Make sure you read that if you are your own carrier or something like that. And lane density. You kind of want to know what lane density is if you're a carrier or if you're a broker. Even if you're a dispatcher, you're trying to figure out what the lane density is. That goes into tell you what that is. But what I really want to do was go over this real quick, and I'm sorry that I kind of skipped past it. We've got a bunch of new load boards. One in particular that I wanted to let you all know about. We've added a bunch of load boards to our Rolodex, to our load board Rolodex, as you all can see. We've added quite a few other load boards to our load board Rolodex, as you all can see. Give you some of the new ones here. There's one in particular that I wanted to go over because these are private load boards. Okay. Now you all probably noticed that if you go to that was it 901 free load boards, about 60% of those load boards are private load boards. Those are load boards that you're probably not going to see their loads up on 123 or Truckers Pass or even that for that matter. So they are private load boards. There's one in here called Mobile Express. Okay, I kind of like them, but a simple fact of how it operates. You don't go in and pull up just loads. When you go into it, you can pull up the companies, and then in each of their loads, look at all the companies that they have in here. It's like they categorize every company out there, and you can click on them and then pull up their loads. Anybody find that kind of unique? And can you see the advantage of having that type of load board versus going to a mass load board and just pulling up loads? You can actually go in here and pull up every company's load board that they have listed in their database. Okay, like if you want to know, let's see here. If you want to know some Landstar loads, or Landstar DCM, or Landstar Enway, or Landstar or Landstar Ranger, or Landstar Transportation and Logistics, where you normally would have to get onto Landstar's load board and get accepted. If you go through this thing, I think you can just click on it, and it pretty much tells you if they got loads that you can get from them, from what city. I'm not even gonna put in city. I'm just gonna click search and see what it pulls up. It pulled up one from them, which is a drive-in load. Okay, it says she called for the rate 346 miles. So let's try another one. See what Landstar Ranger has. I'm not even gonna put it in anything. There we go. Puts up a whole bunch of Landstar Ranger loads. I just thought this was pretty neat, that you could access these companies that you know, usually pretty good companies that you normally wouldn't have access to, but you can access them through this site right here and kind of get access to them. Let's look at another well-known one. Let's say somebody give me one. What isn't it? U.S. Transportation XPO. XPO, they're pretty good. They're pretty well known. So what they got on here with XPO? And they have rates listed with XPO. 820 miles, $1,700. 248 miles, $800. 366 miles, $825. 432 miles, $1,100. 140 miles, $525. Now y'all talking about finding some decent rates. Remember y'all were talking about how rates have dropped? Well, some of these private load boards have decent rates, as you can see right here. Okay, so you can go through and check this out. And I think that's a pretty good load board. Any comments on that load board? And can you all see how this would, well, not this load board, but this load board portal can be very helpful to you. It's like having, you know, several hundred load boards all in one. Access to several hundred load boards in one place, or several hundred company load boards in one place. So don't sleep on some of those 901 free load boards. So this is one of the links that is in that 901 free load board. So do not fall asleep on it. Okay. Go through it, and look through this. This is the Mobile Express. It's in your back office. Go on the load board. It's in your back office. It's the Mobile Express load boards. It's in your back office. So look for it. We're going to be going through some more load boards and adding them to the Rolodex this week also too. But we've added a lot of the private load boards, as you can see here. We've added quite a few of them, including Warner. So we've added quite a few private load boards. But this Mobile Express allows you to be able to pull up, you know, several hundred companies and their load boards, all from one spot. So, and a lot of them have their rates listed, like as here with XPO. So you can kind of pull these up. All the information on them. and stuff that you need. So they're pretty good. They're pretty good. All right. All right. Let's open up for questions real quick. Open up for questions real quick because we don't have much time. We have about 20 minutes. I know we kind of ran over today, but
I got one.
Yeah, go ahead.
If I know some owner operators that have a truck that, but they don't have their own authority, how would that work out? You know, say for instance they have their truck, like you said, leased to another company, but they're working on somebody's authority. How would that work out?
Then your dispatch agreement will be with that driver and not with that company. You still do dispatch agreement with them, but your dispatch fee will be based on their percentage. Let's say if they're getting 90%, let's just use a good round number. Let's say it's 90% of the load fee. Let's say you have a load that's paying $5,000, right? If they're getting 90%, so they're getting what? $4,500, right?
Okay.
So your fee, your 10% will be based on $4,500, not $5,000. You see what I'm saying? Your fee will be based on the $4,500, not the $45,000. You will be getting 10% of $4,500 and not 10% of $5,000. Because you don't have a contract with the company, you have a contract with that owner operator, with that driver. And since his percentage is, less than what the total load fee is, your percentage is based on that driver or that owner operator's cut. Got it?
Okay, so it can be done if they don't have their own authority. I can still do it, but I'll do it directly with the driver.
Yeah, as long as that company allows that driver to find his own loads.
Okay, so I need to ask you now. Okay.
Yeah, as long as he can find his own load and he's getting a percentage, then you're gonna be making your contract with that particular driver, not with the company.
Okay. I was talking to the driver today, and I asked him that. I said I'll find out this weekend.
Okay. Yeah, you can do that.
All right. I think that's all the question I really have as of right now.
Cool. And who was this again?
This is Garrett.
Hey, Garrett. Thanks for the question. Appreciate it. Good question. All right. Any other questions?
Hey, Calvin.
Yo, who am I speaking with?
William. I just got in yesterday. I got everything back off stuff yesterday. I talked to you before on the phone, but my question is, what video in the library do I start with as like considered number one to start off?
I'm glad you asked that because I was intending to go over that today, and that's what I was about to forget. All right, if you all want to know where to start, because we've been asked this question time and time again, right? And fortunately, we had someone to take advantage of our consulting, our private consulting. And guess what question they wanted us to consult with them about? Where to begin? So, go to the video library, the Stop Video Library. It's not going to be in operational training. It's going to be in the RBBS LLC brand. It's going to be in our brand. And it's going to be right here. Or you go down here where it says all. Yeah, it's going to be right here. It's going to be in the brand. And it's going to be this one right here that says consultation hotline. Okay? That's the one. In this video, we talk about exactly where to start. We basically go over, I go over one-on-one with an individual, and it starts off with basically if you are, if you are brand spanking new, it's going to tell you exactly where to start, what videos you should be watching. It's going to tell you what videos you should be watching. The very first one you should be watching is this one, this video. And this video is going to tell you, basically what videos you should be watching. And it's going to tell you what you should do when you finish watching the videos that we tell you to watch to get started. And then it's going to tell you step by step what to do next, as far as what you need to learn first, as far as your dispatch agreement or your script. It's going to tell you where to go. It even shows you where to go to find the carriers and how to pull up your script on what to say to the carriers, how much money you need to move your truck. This video even goes into your workflow. It tells you how to get a load from book to get paid for. So this is the video you want to watch if you are just starting out and you want to know where to start and what to do next and how to go about making this happen and making money. This is the video you need to watch. Okay? So this video will tell you everything you need to know, or it will lead you to the videos that you need to be watching when you're first starting out.
All right. Thank you very much.
Cool. No problem. No problem. Now,
it's funny because I had the same question.
Yeah. Now remember, we have our private consult line. If you are a subscription-based member, you are paying your $19.95 per month, or if you have paid like some other people did, like Miss Mitchell and some other people, they went ahead and paid for the whole year. Why? Because you get a savings if you pay your subscription by the year. You can pay it by the month at $19.95 per month, or you can pay your whole subscription out by the year at $199.50. So remember, $19.95 per month is only $234 per year. So you can knock off two of your monthly payments and just pay the $199.50, and you'll be receiving an invoice each year instead of each month. Okay? And you have full access to everything that we have. All right, but any other questions? Any other questions? Any other questions? All right.
Hey, Calvin, I came in late on this, and you were talking about the U-Ship. Now, are there other websites like U-Ship and other websites like Capital Dispatch?
You mean Central Dispatch? There are, but none of them even come close to those two. Those two, Charles, have you ever come across any other auto hauling sites that are worth it? Because I mean,
other than U-Ship and Central Dispatch, not yet.
I can't say that I have either. And I've been searching and searching and searching, and those two are the most prominent and the best ones yet. Because look, if it works, why? If you got something that works, then why go elsewhere? You know, I mean, look, they are strict, and Central Dispatch is very strict, but God, they are so good. They are so good. I mean, I wish I had came up with that. I wish I had came up with their platform because it's so far from the norm of what the other load boards out there are, and they have literally established themselves as a completely separate industry from the rest of trucking. Even when you go to the truck driving school, they have a whole separate area for what? Auto haulers. And everybody recognizes the auto haulers as the elite. Why? Because that's where the money is. Everybody makes money in auto hauling. The carriers, the brokers, the dispatchers, everybody makes great money in auto hauling. But with that comes responsibility. You gotta know what you're doing. Okay? They're gonna hold you to a separate standard. Okay, it's like playing in college and then going to the NBA. Okay? This is how it is. It's like, well, I take that back. It's like playing in Europe, playing professional basketball in Europe or in one of the Latin countries where you get paid good money, but you ain't getting paid what you're getting paid in the NBA. Okay? You go over there, you can make, you real good, you can make a couple million a year. But if you real good in the NBA, you can make 20 to 30 million a year. So you see that's the difference. The average player in the Italian professional league or these other countries, the average pay is around what? A couple $100,000, $300,000 a year. When the average player in the NBA is making the minimum contract is what? I think what, $3 million a year? If I'm not mistaken, or somewhere around there. So yeah, big difference. That's the difference between, you know, auto hauling and everything else. Okay? So you can make a lot of money in just, you know, regular loads, because I do it. Charles does it. Other people do it. They just move, you know, drive van, reefer, and flatbed. That's what I concentrate on. Now, have I made plenty of money in auto hauling? Yes. Do I plan on jumping back into going back the auto hauling route? Yes. I've already put that into work and working on getting moving more auto haul loads. But it is something that you have to be very mindful of. You have to be very good at what you do, and you have to like really hold yourself to a whole different standard. Because if you don't, they will, and they see that you are liking, you will not be allowed back in onto their platform. So just be careful with it. Great money. You can do well at it, but just be careful in how you go about there and you conduct business with it. All right? All right. Any other questions? Any other questions? All right. All right. Let me do this. We got about 10 minutes. I just want to say that, look, our platform is very unique. It is a very unique platform. And we are growing in leaps and bounds. We are growing in leaps and bounds. As I see, I get phone calls like the one you all heard today. I probably get 10 or 12 more phone calls like that today alone. Saturday is a big day when people call up and want to sign up. They do a lot of sign up. We do a lot of sign up on Saturday. I get a lot of questions on YouTube. I got a lot of questions everywhere. Our YouTube channel has just been monetized. So we entered into the monetization of our YouTube channel. I think YouTube requires that you have at least 4,000 subscribers before you can monetize your channel, and you got to have at least Is it 4,000? No, you got to have 1,000 subscribers. I take that back. You got to have 1,000 subscribers, and you got to have 4,000 views. I think, yeah, 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 channel views before you can start to monetize. And your video views has to be, I think, altogether, I think it's got to be like 10,000 video views or something like that, or 12,000 all your video views altogether. Our channel has, now, I don't want to lie to you, so let me pull it up. Our channel, and we have just monetized our YouTube channel, and so we're moving into a whole new area here. Our channel has, all right, our channel has 2,400 subscribers, which is, you know, almost over twice as many as required by YouTube. Our views are way over. As you can see here, we have 104,000 views. Okay, that's what we have. 104,000 views on our YouTube channel. So we are way over the monetization requirement. Now, with that being said, we're moving into a whole new realm when we're going into monetization. You start seeing ads. You're going to start seeing ads on our videos. Okay, I'm not going to tell you to click on the ads or anything like that because we're not allowed to do that. But I can tell you this: if you see something on our videos and you like it, I'm gonna leave it up to you. But that's who we are. That's where we're going. That's another stream of revenue that we're entering into. So just kind of, you know, be on the lookout for it. We appreciate all you all's all of your commitment to us. We appreciate you all sticking with us. We appreciate you all using our platform. I can't wait till Charles gets his platform up and his YouTube channel up to the point where he can monetize it as well. He's starting to gather a pretty good following there himself, and we want to give him as much support as possible. Any other rest of you, if you have an idea for a platform, if you have an idea for a support business or another business that coincides with the logistics industry, and you want some help on formulating a plan for it or developing it, reach out to us. That's why you are a subscription member. You are a subscription member. You can reach out to us, and we will help you with that. Okay, we will help you with that. And everything and all the money you make from that, it stays with you. You just pay us $19.95 a month. That's what we do. That's what we do. So you keep all your money. Okay, but we appreciate each and every last one of you for tuning in every week. We appreciate each and every last one of you for using our platform. We appreciate each and every last one of you for sharing the good word and telling people about us. And, letting people know that if you want to learn how to do this type of stuff, if you want tools, if you want resources, if you want support, if you want a network of people to help each other, this is the one to find. This is where you find it at the RBBS Logistics Learning Center. So we appreciate that. Hopefully we'll start getting more and more people to come down and into our broadcast studio. But those of you who are local here in Tallahassee, come on down and join us each week at 2915 Share Road. We got this place all quartered off and blocked off just for that purpose. If you're a student of ours and you're in the area, stop by and see us, 2915 Share Road. Come on down to the main office every Saturday, 10:15 to 1:15. Every week we're right here, same back channel, same back time. With that, I thank each and every last one of you all. I appreciate y'all for joining us today, and we're going to call it a day. Thank you, Charles. Thank you, Mr. Womack. Thank you, Toon, everybody who joined us today, Mr. Williams, Mr. Washington, all of you all. We thank all of you all for participating. We thank you for your questions. We thank you for your input. And we look forward to seeing y'all again next week. Thank you. And y'all have a great day. Next week, same back channel, same back time. Bye now.